So thank you all so much. I just wanted to say that I think that, especially Alex, thank you for like outlining how deeply this impacts not just the actual workforce, but the communities that we're serving and the people. And that's what this is really, why this campaign is so crucial, because it really is about also, while stressing the importance of the people who do this work, like she says, mostly for their loving commitment, for helping others, but also really it's about the fact that this does impact like how people are treated and the services and the quality of the services that they get. One of the things that's important about this is to emphasize that, both the governor and the legislature talk a lot about equity, both racial and gender equity, and addressing the gender pay gap. And one example is this is a sector that they're largely responsible for, and they actually have a moral duty to address the underfunding of this sector and the way that it impacts communities. And this is why it's so important. This campaign is important, and this work is critical. And they really do need to make the investment, which will be the total in this budget of $88 million. So 23 for to help fund the minimum wage unfunded mandate, as well as the $65 million for the salary adjustment. And the fact is that, as Ron stated earlier, this is largely a workforce of women of color, right? And this is hugely important in terms of this is one of the lowest paid sectors, period. And this is also part of the larger structural equity issue. And if we really do want to get to true equality in New York State, this is one area that we really need to focus on. So I wanted to know, we wanted to have like just a short time for questions. If people have questions for any of the panelists, please let me know, and then I will repeat back the question so everyone can hear.
Not all at once, though.
Yes, Emily.
I was just wondering, what are next steps for this campaign, or how can we be more active in calling for investments in this area?
Okay. Does anybody want to address it? You want to take it?
Sure. I think one of the next steps for this campaign is to really, we need to hold the governor accountable, right? As we pointed out, there's been a lot of discussion about gender equity, about racial equity, yet this is something that the governor has within his power to fix immediately. I think we need to make sure we put pressure on him to do so, and we need the money in order to continue to provide the services across the board in New York. And I think it's unconscionable when you look at the fact that, we have 88,000 New Yorkers who are homeless. We have child poverty rates hovering around 50% in many of our major upstate cities. We have, people of color, twice as likely to be poor in our state. But we live in a state with such wealth, right? That we have the resources to address these problems. We just need to make them priorities, and sadly, they're not rising to the top of the priority heap. And I think that this campaign is trying to do that, trying to elevate awareness and to raise these issues and to get them to the top of the priority list. So, obviously we can't do that without everybody's help. So we encourage everybody to get involved and get engaged.
And I think that if you are a provider or work at a nonprofit organization, it's incredibly important to share your story and share how it impacts the organization, how it impacts your staff, how it impacts your clients, and show that, as has been said, this is majority a workforce of women and of women of color, and that by not prioritizing this campaign, the state is showing its values for how it cares about women of color and how it cares about the clients that receive the services that we provide every day. So I think it's incredibly important to make sure you elevate your story, share your story, and share what the real impact of this is.
And I would just add quickly, if your organization is not a part of this campaign, I would strongly encourage you to go to our website, Strong Nonprofits New York .org, to sign up, because we really do, as a community, like if the stronger and stronger we are, the louder our voice will be. We also have an event coming up on March 13th. March 13th, and we're honoring women's, in recognition of Women's History Month, we're honoring notable women in the human service sector. And that is so critical to recognize the everyday heroines in our local communities. So we strongly encourage folks to participate in that. We also have a table actually right out here we encourage you to come and send a strong message about why strong nonprofits are important to our communities, why they're important to you personally. So that's one way that people can get involved. Are there any further questions? Okay, great. Well, thank you guys so much for your time and listening, and now we're going to turn it over to our colleagues.